Hi everyone, this is Tara Belansky with the Bend FC Timbers. Thanks for viewing our Build It Forward Field Project Investors Launch. I've done a lot of soccer in my life, everything from playing and playing professionally, coaching collegiately, all sorts of amazing things. This will be at the top of my list of my accomplishments because it means that much to me and to our community. So I want everyone to understand that how much not only am I invested in this project, but the people in this room invested in this project, our staff invested in this project, and really for our community. But it means that much to me with everything that I've done in soccer in my life. What are we here for tonight? I've emailed every single one of you. I've communicated, I've texted, I've phone called. And I've had a lot of beers and a lot of coffee in the last month. And I would say that really a couple families said, Tara, you're gonna exhaust yourself, you're gonna kill yourself. Just get everybody together in one room and make this project happen, right? Make everyone understand what you're doing. And so I'm super appreciative, even though I like to drink lots of beer and coffee, it was getting to be a little bit much. So who care about the community, but who also want to get a return on their investment, right? 8% is a pretty great deal when you think about what you're helping to do, but also that your money can help build these fields while earning money for you. Currently, this is the space that we occupy for our training, and that we kind of are a hodgepodge of space, taking up the space there between the baseball fields here and baseball fields over on the side. This is the 8 acres that Bend FC Timbers that we're going to build our fields. I guess I have a little pointer here. This is like where we host our club barbecue, and then these are the 2 fields that are phase 1 for this project. Okay, 2 full-size turf fields that we will be able to have, obviously full 11v11 games. Across the field, we'll be able to run 99 games, 77 games, and endless number of training sessions and everything in there. We've thought it all the way through. This will allow our entire competitive club to be on these fields and to be successful. Okay, FC Timbers is a nonprofit. Okay, we've been around since 1991. Deschutes Academy Football Club is our business name. Various names that we've went through, but the club itself has been around since 1991. So we've got a great history in the community, through tough times, lean times, great times, but we've been able to stay and become successful. I'm super proud that I included. Our other staff would be here, but they're out at high school tryouts tonight. And then we have roughly 30 part-time employees. Those are our coaches. That's who's out on the field every, nights, weekends, etc. We run soccer here in Central Oregon. We have roughly 3,200 members that participate in both recreational and club soccer. It's probably even news for these guys in the room here that we are turning kids away from playing soccer currently. We're playing our home games, if you want to call them home games, in Redmond. We don't even get to play in our namesake Bend. It's crazy to me that we drive 14 miles down the road to have games. Our practices are all over the place. If you look at the calendar and you're like, all right, this week we're at Big Sky, next week we're up at Summit, next week we're going to be at Pioneer Tree. So as a parent, to move all around and to be that jumbled, it's pretty crazy on our schedules. As a coach, or those part-time coaches that we have, that we can say, hey, this week here's your time, next week here's your time. It's not ideal, okay? And then when it trickles down to the players that aren't able to have consistent training, I told someone the story the other day. I read a survey that said, I just wish you'd work on more set pieces. I think it was corner kicks. We don't know how to defend corner kicks. But can you imagine trying to go out and teach soccer? You don't have a goal. You don't have an end line. You don't really have an 18-yard box. So how do you work on corner kicks? What do you tell the kids? Imagine this goal here. I'm going to serve the ball into this imaginary space. It literally, those pieces impact what we're doing, right? On top of everything else that's at stake for the kids. So I can say without a doubt, we need fields in this community, soccer fields. We also need fields just for sports. It's astonishing to me that Bend, Oregon doesn't have a complex like we see down in Medford or that we see all over in Portland. It's just unbelievable that we haven't pulled together our resources. So not only will these fields be used for soccer players, we'll be able to open these fields up and rent them out to other paying customers, the lacrosse clubs of the world, the baseballs, etc. So that's part of our plan as well. These are community fields, but Bend FC Timbers has the first right to use them as soccer and to rent them out into other entities along the way. And I believe, or I know, that that's part of the financial plan that will work to help us create success with renewable lease. The reason that we had to go that route, about 8 years ago when this project started with a dedicated group of volunteers, we thought, oh, we can just go get land. We'll go get 8 acres here or there or whatever. Well, land in Bend is pretty expensive, right, Jay? Finding land, making it work for soccer is very, very challenging. So we went the route of partnering up with Bend Park and Rec to rent the space from them. Okay, there's good and bad with that, but they did develop the land there at Pine Nursery with parking lots and restrooms, and all the infrastructure is there for us then to take on and put in the turf and make the fields. On the far side of the screen, that those two will be up and running for 2019 with lights, synthetic turf that we have access to 365 days a year. I know that will be a game changer. Those ground. Tammy has mindfully instructed me today that it's June 10th that we'd like to break ground and that we are prepared to do that. We've got the permits, we are ready to go. Obviously it's the funding and pulling all the pieces together that we are here to make sure that happens tonight. People, I've heard all sorts of things like, why are you building all this, whatever. We're not building all that. We are laying down turf. We are putting in what we need to be successful out there. So construction costs consist of excavation, moving a lot of dirt and rock around out there. We have Knife River partnered with us to do that. Putting in the turf. We've got a turf vendor that Jeff has helped us to secure. Putting in lights. People have said, well, why do you need to have lights? Well, if you think about when it gets dark, right? Sean's like, absolutely, you need lights. Okay, there's a huge block of time that we as a club would benefit from having those lights, to be able to use the lights to rent them out to, other sports later in the night. But for ourselves, those hours of 6, 7, and 8, we still would be able to use those fields, okay, almost year round. Fencing, so like a little bit of landscaping that we have to do just to keep it in line with Bend Park and Rec. So the overall construction costs there at 2.6. We have been fortunate to secure in-kind donations, gifts, all along the way that have brought us up here to $1.14 million, which, that's a pretty big amount of investment. When I talk to some of the other clubs that have put in, situations like this, we have some higher expenses here in Bend that I've recognized. Things like moving rock cost a lot of money, okay, just the excavation costs alone. But we've been fortunate to bring ourselves into this realm, okay? We are working on the sponsorship and donation piece here, and we'll get to that later with some of the companies that we're working with, that we have naming rights for fields, naming rights for the overall complex. But what we're looking for, and what I feel good about, is we've got a couple different options here, but tonight I would love, and when I say tonight, I don't just mean to the people in this room, because I've got this to share with people as well. A lot of people that weren't able to sit in this room tonight that are interested, we will be sharing this information. So moving forward from here onward, okay, we're looking to raise up to $1.3 million.